Dang, it stopped recording. All right, so again, we're gonna start over again one more time with my must pick lineups. So this time we're gonna do. I already had this video like posted. I did attack and defense, and it stopped recording because the servers crashed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give you the top defenders that you should play in solo queue. I'm gonna make this a solo video. I'm gonna make attackers a solo video. And then the whole purpose of this is I'm gonna use these following attackers to see how far I can climb in rank. Completely solo queue this season. It's gonna be a good challenge. I think these are the best operators for it. And I'm gonna answer a lot of questions right off the rip. So the first question I get asked a lot when I was endeavoring solo queue and that I asked a lot around the community is, how many operators should you technically be playing in solo queue, right? Should you be playing one? Should you have a top five? Should you have a top six? Should you have a top 10? And the correct answer for solo queue is you want to play between 5 and 8 operators. No less than 5, no more than 8. The sweet spot right now with the new pick and ban system, in my opinion, is 7. And it's because a lot of these picks interlap with each other, and if one of your ways of playing the game gets banned out by the other team, right, you still have 6 other operators to fall back on. Surely they're not going to ban all 6 of your operators, and even if they do, right, because you are top fragging and you are slamming them, you'll still have 3 operators to play. So, I mean, it's a win-win, right? So I'm going to start on defense. This video is going to be on defense. These are the top 7 statistically strongest operators for solo queue, right? There's a lot of math, there was a lot of thought, there was a lot of me staying up late, there was a lot of building strats, there was a lot of strats getting broken, there was a lot of me playing solo queue, there was a lot of me going in customs as a solo player, 4 and 5 stacks, there was a lot of unranked being played, there's a lot of me getting slammed by champions and diamonds, there's a lot of me queuing with champions and diamonds and getting fucking absolutely bamboozled by myself and seeing like how, as a solo queue player, what would be the most effective operators to play. And I finally finalized on this list. All right, this might be controversial to you. To me, I think it is perfect. And I'm going to start with the number 7th operator on this list, and that is everybody's favorite right now, Goyo. Goyo is on this list for 2 reasons. One, he's on this list because he's an ACOG, and I'm pretty sure on this list is the only, or he and one other operator on this list are the only operators that have a Zoom sites, right? But the main reason why Goyo's on this list is because he's a delay install specialist. His Vulcan shields waste times, and he pairs well with Smoke and Wumai. All right, so even without Smoke and Wumai being played by other people, I played both of those operators in this stat, and they're both included in this tier list, by the way. Spoiler alert. So the reason why I added Goyo here, right, was because I used to play Legion, right? I used to play Legion. This used to be Legion. And in my opinion, Goyo is better on console than Legion for multiple reasons. One, Goyo's Vector literally wins every single gunfight in this game. If you have good crosshair placement or mediocre crosshair placement, this gun just in close to medium range outside the SMG-12 wins literally every single gunfight in this game. You will not lose a single gunfight to any attacker in this game with this gun. And close to medium range, you will not lose. This gun just does too much damage. Two, the Vulcan canisters, which nobody really uses. If you actually learn how to use his Vulcan canisters, right? If you actually learn how to set up and use his Vulcan canisters correctly, they waste so much time and force teams into so many chokes that are literally like kill traps, right? He stalls out so much by himself. He has the second highest delay in the game behind Tachanka, right? But the reason why I'm playing Goyo is not only just for the vector, but it's mostly because in solo queue, right, he is the optimal solo queue operator because he does everything that you would need at in solo queue as a defender, right? He has a really good gun with an ACOG, so you can challenge medium to long range angles, right? He has really good gadgets that waste time, and you can sort of hybrid play with him. You could play really aggressive, or you could play really passive with him. His Success is based on your map knowledge. Plus, I love this Red Haven skin. Plus, I mean, right now, and if you're not playing Goyo on console, you're throwing. Like, literally. He is in everything, in every stack, in every Roller Sunday, in every iteration of this game. Somebody will be playing this operator. So, there you go. That's my number 7 pick. My number 6 pick is the queen herself, Melusi. Melusi is on this list because, in my opinion, nobody does it better than her, right? Melusi is better than Kapkan and Legion to me because she has info plus slowdown. She has a pocket shotgun, and she has impact, and she's great for rotational help. So Melusi basically allows you to tell where a push is coming from, right? So the problem that I was struggling with in solo queue, even with playing Kapkan, who was getting countered by Brava, and Legion, is my teammates just never watch camera, right? So a lot of times when I would get into 1vx situations, I would have to clutch, nobody would be on cams, and I would get shot in the back, right? Melusi counters that if you position yourself between your triangular banshees and you set your banshees in common areas that people push from, right? Not only does Melusi force the banshees force people to one take their crosshair off of you to shoot the banshee, or they're gonna have to deal with making noise, walking slower, and their ADS being affected. But two, it gives you the warning that hey, somebody is right here. So even if your teammates don't watch cameras, which they probably won't do because people just refuse to watch cameras in solo queue, you still are set up with the most efficient lineup of an operator that there ever is, right? She is so good as a soft roamer, as a lurker. She just does so much. And I literally just can't get over it. I think she, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated or underrated operators in this game. I think a lot of people don't give Melusi the respect that she deserves. I think that Melusi gets a lot of flack. I think that she gets dropped off a lot of tier lists because people don't understand how good she actually is. But if this character ever gets ACOG back, I guarantee you, you will see her be again a meta pick. Now we go into my number 5 operator, and this is literally inexplainable. It's Azami. At this point, if you are not playing Azami in any of your tier lists, if you're not playing this character, you're throwing. Like at this point, like literally just say winning. Azami is like the best defender in this game. She's a top 5 defender in this game generally, right? But in solo queue, she's even more insane, right? The map control that she gives you, the pixels she can make, the angles she can block on demand, right? Or pre setup, right? During clutches, during before the round, the way she's able to remodel the site and basically make attackers walk in angles that they don't want to walk in to kill you is insane. And she wastes a lot of time. There's a lot of areas that you can't get cleared off of with the zombie. And even if they bring grenades, even if they pressure you, that's utility that they're wasting and burning, trying to push you out of one area, and time they're wasting. And usually in solo queue, your teammates will rotate to you. So that's why she's on there. Now we're going to number 4. Uh, my number 4 operator is Wamai. Wamai is on here just because he synergizes with literally every operator in this game currently. Like, he's good with Melusi. He's good with Goyo. He's good with Azami. He's good with anybody that brings a deployable shield because he has magnets. Uh, he soaks up so much utility with his magnets. He counters grenades, flashes. He helps smoke. He helps smoke basically stay alive. He helps your anchor stay alive. He's really good at countering smokes and yings and flashbangs and any other throwable. You can even throw these things to where they can catch aces. They can catch abanas. Like any projectable gadget like this man catches, man. And you get more utility by living. If you want to frag out with him, he has 2 really good guns. Um, he has impacts and proximity alarms. Like, come on, man. Like, the fact that people don't play Wamai more in this game is like mind blowing to me. He's really good. He unquestionably to me is still better than Jaeger because you get disc over time. Jaeger's ADS, while it did get changed to be able to catch all projectiles like Wamai's, that they still have a cooldown. Wamai, you get this basically as long as you're alive. Which means in 1v1s and 1vx's, that's one less thing they can use against you. If you're a Wamai alive, they can't throw grenades or stuns at you because you could just block it with your magnet. Alright, we're climbing up to the top echelon of this list. Number 3 is going to be Smoke. Smoke is on this list because he simply is, without a doubt, the best anchor in this game. There's no anchor in this game better than him. There's nobody in the game that anchors the map better currently than Smoke. Smoke is the best anchor in the game, point blank period. Play this motherfucker as much as you can. Pick this motherfucker as much as you can. His gas canisters will win you rounds, or throw up rushes, or stop people from shield pushing when they get aggravated. If you know lineups where you can throw them from safety, they're even better. You can deny default plants. And basically, as long as you... And he's like the site architect, too. Like, Smoke is also there to make rotates, right? And reinforce because your teammates aren't going to do that. But you can make rotates. I suggest you reinforce first and then make rotates because your teammates don't really reinforce. And you can make rotates after the round. So, like, he makes head holes, feet holes, one ways, like all that. He's really good. He does a really good job of site setup. So that's Smoke. Coming in at number 2 is going to be a shocker. When I show you my number 2 on this list, you're going to be like, you're smoking crack. The number 2 on this list, Castle. Castle wins so many games just from, like, his castle barricades, right? Castle sets up sites in such a way and pushes such a way that, like, they either have to burn a fuck ton of utility to go through your castles, right? Or they have to funnel their push one way to which you and your team can stack, right? Castle has like what I like to call set and forget utility, right? So I could set a castle, and I usually pair it with a prox alarm if I'm not going to watch the angle, right? So what I usually do, and this is like common on Consulate downstairs because there's 1,000 ways to pinch from downstairs, I'll put a castle on Spiral, I'll put a castle on the back servers, the back server door, and then I'll put another castle on that side room that goes directly in the cafeteria, right? And then basically, I'll just look the other way. Like, I'll just play garage with my teammates. I'll put the last castle on the double door down the hallway so I don't get shot in the back by people if they break the Spiral castle. And then I just pretty much sit in cafeteria. I sit in cafeteria, play the hells in cafeteria, watch the breach, and I don't really worry about behind. And then if they do push me from behind, I have my prox alarms back there, so then I know, like, hey, the push is coming from behind. So I can hold that pretty much singularity by myself. If they bring a whole bunch of, like, non-utility operators and they burn, like, all their ass charges, they burn all their breaching charges, and they burn all their utility, is a win con. Just like Smoke is a win con, he's a win con. These last 3 operators are win cons, right? So, like, Smoke is a win con because if you don't die and you survive for the last 24 seconds of the round, you automatically win. Castle's a win con because he makes them waste utility, and if they don't have the utility to open castles late in the round, they lose. The number 1 operator on this list, without a doubt, the number 1 solo queue operator in this game, and no, it's not Fenrir, and no, it's not Legion, because neither one of them are on this list. It's Mute. Why is Mute the number 1 solo queue operator on this list? Is because Mute is literally the definition of a solo queue operator. Mute does everything that you would need a solo queue operator to do. Mute literally does everything by himself. You can deny info, you can deny gadgets, you can deny walls, you can hold the whole half of the map by yourself, you can throw C4 to stop them from post planning, you can make rotates. He literally does everything. If you are struggling in solo queue, play this motherfucker on defense. He is the strongest solo queue operator because on every map, on every site, in every lobby, he is viable, right? He is viable. Mute is just chef's kiss. Like, it is insane to me that this operator hasn't got changed in the game because of how good he is, right? He, in my opinion, is the best solo queue operator. This wraps up my top 7 solo queue tier list with the reason why I play 7 operators. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to post the attackers, and then we're going to start hopping in the rank. So, peace out. May God be with you, and have a good day.